Insurance has been a difficult topic lately. It's even caused the Louisiana legislature to make decisions in a special session. That was last week to ensure that homeowners here are able to get coverage. So this morning, I took a look at the insurance market. I wanted to find out why prices are rising and what that means for Louisiana.
I was looking for the insurance papers for the house, couldn't find them, and called a few people and finally got a letter saying that I was going to be dropped like 3 months down the road.
It was about a year ago when Kay Vincent's mother passed, leaving her in charge of their home. And around the same time, she got the message that their house would no longer be insured.
I've tried looking everywhere. I've called every company I can think of. They gave me some suggestions and called them up, and the few that I called said, yeah, we were covering Louisiana, but we stopped 6 months ago or whatever. I've tried everywhere.
Following the 2020 and 2021 hurricane seasons, Louisiana totaled $22 billion in claims. 11 different insurance companies have either become insolvent or pulled out of the state entirely, leaving thousands of policyholders like Kay either without insurance.
For me, it's just if something happens to the house, I'm stuck. You know, I either don't have a home or I don't have a home.
We're facing steep price hikes.
They either have to find the money to pay it or they have to move out and get a new place. The few that I know that have it paid is doing the same thing. I mean, you just don't have insurance. You just at the mercy of God and government.
In the last year, Louisiana Citizens, the insurance of last resort, has seen a 200% increase in policyholders, going from just under 36,000 to over 112,000 policies last year, as more and more people were left unable to find home insurance.
They basically said, yeah, no one in Louisiana with trailers is going to get any type of coverage other than Citizens.
In a report to the state legislature, concerns were raised by citizens that with the rise in policies, they weren't sure that they could cover the losses in the wake of a storm like Ida, and that could leave Louisiana residents on the hook for the cost.
The assessment's not enough from the citizen to cover the citizens because it's a state thing. Well, then the state's going to have to finance it with bonds or whatever, and then if that's not enough, then they're going to have to fund it with taxes.
So in order to reduce the risk, Louisiana Citizens recently raised rates by 63%, as other companies have been forced to do the same to try and make up for the major losses over the last few years.
Companies are aggressively trying to correct that situation by raising the property insured value of the property that they have with their policyholders.
That's something Insurance Commissioner Jim Donnellan believes will have plenty of ripple effects.
When that's not available at an affordable rate, it devastates our state's economy.
The affordable homeownership is going to be harder to sustain because of this.
Melinda Taylor, the executive director of Habitat for Humanity, says those impacts will be felt first in the housing market.
Is going to affect people who are struggling to make their mortgage payment as it currently is, and when their escrows go up, they can't afford it anymore.
For organizations such as Habitat for Humanity, who act as both lender and builder, the rising cost of insurance makes it harder to have as big an impact as they've had in the past.
For Habitat, I mean, we're really having to scrutinize how low we can go in terms of somebody's income level to keep homeownership sustainable for them.
And hard for first-time buyers to get into an already pretty tough market.
Somebody going after a mortgage for the first time on the commercial market, if their escrow payments are going to knock them over the top, it may disqualify them.
Dr. William Ferguson, a professor of risk and insurance over at UL, explained that the rising cost isn't new in Louisiana.
The problem has been here a long time. I mean, like I said, again, we pay the top 1, 2, or 3 in the country every year.
Nor is the rising cost solely the responsibility of state policy.
All these companies also have to go out and like buy reinsurance, which is a global business.
In order to help reduce risk insurance, companies will have to purchase what is known as reinsurance, which is essentially a way to help cover major losses. And globally, the cost of reinsurance is going up.
The reinsurance companies, they're not encumbered by rate regulation. You know, no, because Germans, this is the price, what it's going to cost to buy the reinsurance.
Extreme weather events across the globe has led to a major increase in claims. And for areas that are prone to disasters, such as the Gulf Coast, this means a raise in rates, even in years that Louisiana doesn't get a hurricane.
What happens in Florida does impact our market. What happens in Texas does impact our market.
Insurance in Louisiana has always been a fraught endeavor.
At the time, 1982, there were like 160 insurance companies doing business in Louisiana. And between 1992 and Katrina in 2005, that number went down, that were writing insurance and doing it, from 160 to 16.
The losses over the last few years, once again, bringing this issue to the surface.
Arguably, there's been a crisis for a long time. It just gets, it comes out differently, like after a big loss like that.
But Jim Donnellan still believes that it's possible to build and insure in South Louisiana, despite the rising cost and the growing threats.
Something is happening. Something is causing these more powerful hurricanes 3 years running now. But having said that, we can live where we do here in coastal Louisiana, but we have to be mindful of the need to accommodate those threats. And by that, again, I refer to building higher and building stronger.
For residents like Kay, though, that's small comfort.
You work your tail off to get what you need in life, and when you finally get it and you get it paid and it's yours, you can't protect it.
In Lafayette, I'm Daniel Phillips, KTC TV3.